Hi, I'm going to show you how to set up a spotting scope, use the scope, and then take everything apart for storage. So first of all, I'm going to hold on to a leg, and then I'm going to lower the lower segment of each one. And then the middle segment I go down about halfway. And I pull the legs apart. Now there's 4 knobs that you need to know about for this tripod. And the first one is this one here. And all these knobs you only need to turn finger tight. They don't need to be turned really hard. This one adjusts this post. It can go up and down. And I use this if you have a tall person and you quickly want to move the scope up instead of adjusting 3 legs. So that's what this knob is for. The second knob is here, and this is for adjusting the handle. So again, you don't have to turn it really tight, just kind of finger tight, so it holds it in place. That's the second knob. The third knob, I'm going to turn this around, is this one down below. And this small knob moves the this plate left or right. So you loosen it and moves it, and then you can turn it and it tightens up. And this last knob on the side, the circular one, is for moving up and down. So these last 2 are really the ones that you're using all the time. This one goes up and down. This one allows the scope to move left or right. Okay, so what you do is you want to lock these 2 firmly in place. They don't have to be really tight, but finger tight, firmly in place. And so then it's ready now to get the scope. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is mount the scope. And in order to do that, this is going to be the top of the tripod that we're looking at. And you're going to press this lever down first. I turn this one and then release the first lever. And you see it's holding it in place. And you want this rectangle here to be straight across versus this way. It's holding it in. This is putting pressure, going to put pressure on this mounting plate, which is going to hold the scope in place. So what we want to do before we bring the scope out, we're going to press this lever down, move this one across, and release it. And now we're ready to accept the scope. I wanted to show you the bottom of the spotting scope because this is the mounting plate that goes in the rectangle on top of the tripod. And if this is too loose, this screw, it will wiggle. And we want this to be tight. So you want to make this as tight as you can, and it's usually kept that way. As tight as you can, and then put that clip down, and now it's ready to mount. Okay, so we're ready to mount the scope. I'm gonna press this lever down, move this one across, release the first lever to hold it in place. I've got my hands, both hands on the scope. I'm tilting it forward, and then I'm gonna pull it back. And when you hear that click, that means the scope is mounted. Okay, I'm ready to mount the scope onto the tripod. I put one lever down, push one lever across, release the first lever to hold it in place. I'm going to mount the scope by holding it down at an angle and then pushing it flat or level. And when it clicks, it's locked in place. Okay, now we're going to use the scope. So the first thing you want to do is take off the eye covers or the lens covers. And we just drape it around the scope. Okay, the next thing to know there are 3 adjustments to be made on the scope. This one here is for focus. This adjustment here is to zoom in and out. It's a little tighter. And this last adjustment on the eye cup is for people who wear glasses, or if you don't wear glasses, you put the eye cup up and people can rest their cheek and nose on this lid here, the edge. It's not necessary, but it's more comfortable, I guess. Okay, so when you're using the scope, the first thing I do is I grab the handle. If I'm going to loosen anything, I always want to have my hand on the handle. Grab the handle. I'm going to loosen this knob that will allow me to go up and down just a little. And I'm going to loosen this knob, which allows me to go left and right. Again, just a little. That's about all as loose as it needs to go. What I'm going to do, now I never let go of the handle if the scope can move. I'm going to look at my object and try to find it through the scope. Once I find it, if I can't find it, I'm going to try to line up and look again and find it. And then I'm going to focus. And once I focus on the object, my hand will slip down and I'll lock it in place. I lock this one first, and then I'll lock, my hands goes to the bottom, and I lock the second one. Once these are locked, then I'll release my hand on the handle. When I'm panning, say I'm looking for something, again, I'm going to grab the handle. I release the bottom one that lets me go left and right. My hand is always on this knob here when I'm panning. If I'm panning something, my left hand is always on this knob. When I find something, I'm going to lock it in place. My hand moves over to the bottom lever, locking it in place. I can focus, and then I release. A lot of times, this lever, you want to move out of the way. And at that point, again, you can adjust it with this other knob. Move it out of the way, tighten it, and you're ready for someone else to look at the scope. Here's the attachment to put a cell phone, to use a cell phone on the scope. And it's pretty simple. There are a lot of screws, but it's pretty simple. One thing I found was that if the weather is overcast and there's not much contrast, it's going to be hard to see the animals through a cell phone. If we have a sunny day and the animals are still and cooperative, then I would recommend using this. So the first thing is we're going to mount this on the scope, and I'm going to mount it on the zoom adjustment, mainly because so we can use this for people who wear glasses and don't have glasses. And if it is mounted up here, I found that this bothers some people with their face that way. So you can't use the scope with this on. I think if we mount it farther away, we might be able to leave this cell phone attachment there and use this as scope, and then also use it as if someone wants to take a picture with their phone. So the first adjustment, if you'll notice, is this screw. It's a bright orange one, and it allows me to open in a little bit. So once I get it in there, I'm going to screw it back down. Screw it tight. There. Now, stop it. Okay, so we're going to put a cell phone into this adapter here. What you do is you pull out this handle, slip the phone in, and let go. So it's firmly this way, and it's resting on this shelf. I'm going to hit my camera. And now I have my camera now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to put my camera where the scope is. And to do that, you have knobs for an X, Y, and Z axis. So 3 axes. This one here, this big knob, is going to go up and down. The one next to it is going to take it left and right. And the third is this one here, and that's going to bring it in going this way, closer to the scope and farther away. So you want to get the camera to look right into the scope. And then I'm going to focus and see what it looks like. Okay, so it moved a little. I'm focusing. If you want to take a picture of that. I'm going to try to move the scope a little and see if I can get another view. So I'm going to grab the handle because I'm going to release the movement here. Let's see where I can go here. I'm trying to find, where am I? I'm going to go down. Oh, there it is. I'm coming into the rhododendrons. Okay, there's a bee. Okay, so I'm going to try to, let's see, go down. A little left, right, a little there. That's probably about as best as you're going to get. Oh, wow. So why is it doing that? Ready? Okay, I'm ready to take the phone out now. I'm going to get a good grip on the phone, pull this apart, and lift it up. Let it go, and you're done. Go. Okay, what we're going to do now is pretend we're at the end of your shift, and it's time to take things apart. So first thing we're going to do is cover the lenses. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to grab the neck of the scope. Here's the plate now. I'm going to push down on this lever. Okay, when this comes across, I'm going to push up on the scope, and it's loose now. My hand will go around and pick it up. Okay, we'll try that once more. I'm going to put it in. Clicks, it locks it in place. Okay, I'm going to take it apart now. My hand goes to the neck and gets a firm grip on it. I'm going to release the bottoms and pull this one across. The scope is now loose. I'm going to lift it up, tilt it up, grab it with my left hand and lift it off. So now we're ready to take the tripod down. And what I do is, again, actually I either grab a leg or grab the center post. Bring the middle leg up, bring the edge up. It should slide easily. You might have to bump it a little, but there's no force required. Okay, one more. And then lastly, when we store it, instead of the plate being parallel to the ground, I always put it for a smaller footprint. I'll turn this knob, push it down, and then tighten it. And again, if the handle is sticking out, I will turn the handle. If the handle is like this, I'll turn it and adjust it so everything is more streamlined. Okay, thanks.